So there you go. Well, let me share my screen. And what I want to show is this chart. This comes from, this is data that comes from, I think, the very first or maybe second teacher that you ever coached. And one of the things you were working with that teacher on was transitions. And here we produced a little bit of data based on the work that you did. And maybe you want to talk with us a little bit about what we're looking at here on this chart.
This was an elementary school. This was, I believe, a 5th grade classroom. Some of the goals overall for the teacher was more time for learning. I'm paraphrasing right now, but she, like so many other teachers, was saying, I can't get everything done. Immediately, one of the first videos I ask if something doesn't just jump out at us is I ask them to tape their morning routine or their end of day routine. And in this instance, she chose to do the morning routine. And typically we ask for about 10 minutes of footage. I like a little bit more. I don't mind looking at it because I really like to see as much as possible. And in that first 15-minute video, she was not even close to being done with the morning routine. We hadn't even gotten to the bell work yet, and the video stopped. And so obviously in that follow-up conversation, we had a discussion of what was going on, what is necessary, what is unnecessary, and what can we do to light a fire under them to hurry up a little bit to get going, because they would just dawdle. Well, all that dawdling, as so many instructional coaches and administrators can attest, is all that dawdling adds up in the course of a week, and we're talking hours sometimes. And so we really had to work on shaving that time down. So that was our first goal that we met in a major way. We really had a rich conversation, and we talked about a very strict routine on time. We incorporated timers and positive reinforcements and all that good stuff. And we were able to shave off at least 5 minutes off the beginning routine. Then we got excited and decided to tackle the other routines. And so she immediately jumped, once she saw the success of the morning, she jumped in and said, oh my gosh, you have to look at my before lunch and after lunch, because we're always late to lunch, and the principal notices. And that was really a big thing to her, is that the principal would stand in the hallway and they were late every day. So I was like, well, that's not going to happen. So we had to shave off. Again, I asked for a video, and she gave me 15 minutes, and they still were not done with their routine. They still had not walked out the door. And so we shaved that by almost half. And she was on time to lunch for the rest of the time. And the principal actually commended her in the hallway for the wonderful behavior of the students, and that she was like first or second in the lunch line, which for her was a really big plus. Was an awesome experience. She talked about that for several weeks because it meant that much to her. And then we tackled the after lunch routine. And as we know, any child at any age, the after lunch thing can be a little tumultuous. So again, we tackled that at the end, and we were able to shave off almost half the time with that as well. So just an extremely positive experience. And that same coach contacted me at the beginning of this year privately and said, I just want to tell you that everything that we talked about over that 6 weeks, I've started to use from day one, and it has made all the difference. So I'm really happy with our measurable improvements that we had with this great